Huh. One character is suspiciously absent from the roster of people he can talk to. And I don't mean the Grey Rider, and I don't mean the dog, even though he's adorable and I wish I could tell he would tell me his backstory. But yeah, you don't have anything new to say in this continent, huh? He's probably the most optional character in the game.
Your Grace, I need to speak with your quartermaster. Excuse my Elvish, but I can't drink that goat's piss he serves in the mess.
Reynard's doing, no doubt. He doesn't like the men to drink too much.
To be blunt, ma'am, what Reynard himself needs is to get good and bloated for once in his stiff life. So, I have a proposal for you. A shipment of the best dwarven mead and lager. I can arrange for you to arrive. Trust me, the men's morale's nae like to be a problem when they pour a bit of fire in their guts.
He might not be wrong. This might be a decent time for people to just enjoy life even a little bit for a moment, just because of the fact that unless I'm about to walk 5 feet outward and get my first lay of the land and find out this place is a nightmare, this is bound to be a nicer place than the last map, right? I'll remind you, the first thing that happened last map, we walk out and we immediately see Rayla about to be hung to death. We save her, we walk up to a ridge and see a massive landscape where for leagues in every direction everything's on fire. And just when that seemed bad enough, we walk into the forest and Scoia'tael terrorists are mutilating and murdering people in the most violent ways possible and actively hunting us in every corner of the map. Like, we had to deal with that before we could even get to the actual Nilfgaard thing that was the fire in the first place. Like, holy shit. Maybe this one will be similarly messy, but this might be a quiet-ish moment of the story where everyone in the party can catch their breath for a moment while we try to gain allies on our way to then turning back around and fighting Nilfgaard again.
Good point. Very well.
Oh, give my thanks, dear Queen. A few more days of that and I'd have been lapping up puddle water.
I trust you'll arrange the details.
Of course, no worries. You didn't ken how happy a dwarf you've made me. Ah, right. And the men too, of course.
Only went from negative reputation to neutral, but it was really more of a story choice for me.
You're a Zigrin, are you not? I know the name. One of your clan slew the dragon Ockfist.
Aye. You're thinking of Yarpen. Cousin of my cousin. Left Mahakam when I was but a wee snot.
Yeah, Yarpen Zigrin, I think, is a character that's in that exact dragon chapter I was talking about earlier.
Decent enough dwarf, but never could conform to our basic tenets and laws. Though, admittedly, we've so damned many it's hard to keep them from leaking out your ears.
Is it that bad?
I'll put it this way. Among human folk, you can't steal, brawl, murder. All the basics. In Mahakam, we've got laws about how to braid our beards. But I'm no one to complain. The Zilgrins are well-to-do, one of the richer clans. Got more than enough goods to suit our needs. Though, we've got some bads as well.
What do you mean?
Bah! Nae worth your time. I didn't mean to bother you. Sides, best to jabber of such things over a cold pint. Or keg?
Your elder. I'd like to know more. Do tell me about him, please.
One tough whoreson, Brewer. Stubborn as an old goat, as you'll soon see for yourself. All in all, though, he's nae as scary as some say. Been keeping the clans in check for some 2 centuries now. Which is nae a small feat, I might add, no.
No conflicts between them all this time. Are you certain?
I can't tell if you're jesting. At each other's throats each day they are. Breckenriggs despise the Chives. Dalbergs would scratch out the Hoog's eyes given half the chance. As for us, we hate them arse-licking foxes. But Brewer's got his ways, keeps each yin in line. If not for him, Mahakam would have fallen to bits ages past.
Why?
Round 150 years ago, when the elves were fighting that hopeless war against your folk, the Elder-in-Chief ordered the pass to Mahakam sealed tight. If it weren't for that, we'd have ended up like the pointy ears. As it was, we waited for the shite storm to abate. Didn't you open the pass and stretch your legs again till it was safe?
Yes, I remember. The manufacturers in Rivia have yet to recover.
With all due respect, Your Grace, your workshops forge utter crap. It's not your fault that human folk prefer dwarven goods. Basic market principles, that's all it is.
I feel enlightened, Gabor. Thank you. We shall return to this conversation later.
No skin off my back. We see each other, Your Grace.
Yes, milady?
You choose
To fight in the field, with you. This was my wish, my lady.
But what of your home? Rosberg must be rebuilt. Engineers are needed.
I've no kin in Rosberg. No soul left for me there. All I've left is revenge.
I understand. Other matters await my...
As you wish, my lady.
I really thought that she was gonna heal him. Maybe he's in less pain nowadays or something, but I thought that she would help him recover fully, potentially, with with her magic. Not so much.
Isbel?
Apologies. Thoughts consume me sometimes. Is there something you need?
Since we left Edirne, you've seemed unsettled. Is all in order?
I've seen many wars in my time. All ugly, all repulsive. But what the Imperials did at Aldersburg was... it was unforgivable.
Nilfgaard. That's what it does, Isbel. They seek here to repeat the rape of Sintra, the slaughter there.
Yes, I saw that. I was there. And at Sodden.
Then you know of what they're capable.
After Sodden, I took an oath never to take part in another war. Such suffering, such hatred, senseless, all those deaths.
Senseless deaths. Our troops sacrificed their lives in defense of their homeland, loved ones.
I must believe there's a better way. Forgive me, Mom. I must gather my thoughts. Never mind about me, though. I shall perform my duties to my utmost, as ever, as always.
You speak with my soldiers a good deal. Said so yourself. I'd like to know what about.
Corporal Larkin, Ma'am. Do you know him? Captain Oisin, perhaps? Or Lieutenant Tegan?
Of course I know them. Among my best. They've served me loyally for years.
You know them. But did you know that in fleeing Lyria, the corporal left behind a newborn daughter? His wife was in confinement when you gave the order to march. The corporal could not go to see them. And true, the captain has no wife, no child. But he's not seen his brother in 5 years. Never once been granted leave. Your General Odo's orders always taking precedence.
Allow me to guess. You shall now tell me Tegan abandoned his sick mother to follow me.
No, Ma'am. Count Caldwell's men murdered the lieutenant's kin. Retaliation for his joining your rebellion. He learned of this just recently.
Enough. You've made your point. Yet even were I to order them to return, they wouldn't listen. They know they've got nothing to go home to while Nilfgaard occupies our land. Duty calls. I must go.
Of course. Should you need me, I'll be here.
That was a very much a Meve is making the final word kind of conversation where she cut it off with that declaration, and there was no back and forth. I think the context here is that Meve probably already understood these hardships, even if she didn't know them exactly, and that everyone has their own individual stories of suffering, and Nilfgaard has affected everybody. And in some ways, it can easily be a thing where she blames herself, but looking inward for blame isn't fitting in these kinds of situations. Especially since Nilfgaard does not seem to want to just rule, but to destroy.
Hey ho, how's my favourite queen in the north?
You and Reynard, do you get along?
Like a cat and a hound. Get it? Because they call me.
Yes, yes, your jests are easily understood. Far more difficult to enjoy.
Oh my god. Best line of the game, maybe. Oh. What a... Just a fantastic explanation of the phenomenon when somebody is like trying to explain their joke that no one reacted to, and it's like, no, everyone gets it. Your jests are easily understood, far more difficult to enjoy.
That's probably true, in your royal high and mightiness's case.
Will you answer my question?
We get along because we must. Though it'd be far easier if he pulled the lance from his arse.
Haven't heard a truer word in a long while.
What was that?
Nothing. Nothing. It's time I attended to them.
Yes, Your Grace?
How go things, Reynard? You and Gascon get along now, I hope.
Well, you might say we've established a certain rapport, Your Grace.
Tell me more, friend.
I don't pry into his affairs, nor he into mine.
I'd prefer it if my commanders worked together more closely.
Your Grace, the man's a brigand.
Oh, Reynard. He was a brigand.
I must disagree, I fear. Yes, he stopped thieving for now, but only because it's convenient, so to speak. Gascon isn't a changed man. He still hasn't an ounce of honor, dignity.
Yet he has a unit of armed men, without which we'd be much worse off. Might not even have survived.
Agreed. The Strays are excellent fighters. I'd be the first to admit it. I only fear they might turn on us. Leap at our throats when we least expect it.
It's time I attended to them.
It is potentially a concern. Nilfgaard is a kingdom of vast resources. One would potentially wonder whether there was maybe a plot point where the Nilfgaardians just offer them some great amount of resources, some great riches to betray us, and then there'd be the question of whether or not they would. The cynic would assume so. Hello. The mountains. Oh, there's the dragon. That's a cool sight. Yeah. So that's the kingdom of the dwarves. Okay. So this, going by this entire zone is just going to be the path to the kingdom of the dwarves, which admittedly might be a shorter path than usual. The map's about the same size as usual, but it's mostly space you can't walk on, cliffs, empty area in between, like these mountains that you can't traverse, and a mostly linear path. So it's probably going to be a quicker zone than the previous ones, but a reprieve. We'll see. Although they were talking about us losing... Is that the first gate? Is that what they were talking about? They said you lose your weapons at the first gate, you get blindfolded at the second gate. That's a quarry. Yeah, same not the same design, but like this might be the first gate, and that might be the second gate. I'm not sure. Either way, it seems like we're gonna get away with not dealing with it because we have that ring. Thank you. I'm basically just looting. Like, I don't have any claim to this land. I'm especially just now looting other people's territory. Huh. Not even dialogue. We just walked in. I understand that we have the ring, but you think they would have stopped us for a moment? Like an inspection dialogue, at least? Would you look at that? It's a nice sight. I like these little establishing shots they do. The scenery. Really messes with the idea of the perspective of this game because of the angle that it exists at, but it's just a little intro shot at the beginning. But those are dwarves, right? I just recruited 16 dwarves, didn't I? Since there shouldn't be any humans in this land? Is that, or am I misinterpreting that element too? Bit curious. Ah, can I go down there? What are the rules here? No, I can't. There's a destroyed wagon. They probably fell off the ledge. No way back up. Ooh, more trolls.
Meve rode slowly, her surroundings interesting to her, her ears keen to take in the cacophony of sounds. The sharp whistle of wind rushing past towering peaks, the squeak of wagon wheels rolling over frozen snow, and the roar of beasts.
What the... I dare not venture a guess.
Gabor scratched his chin.
An ice troll. Or one of them Barbigazar bejabbers.
These beasts, are they tame? As the dragon?
Not in your life. Fierce horsens, every last one of them. Spring cleaning year past, one near bit my arm clear off.
The Queen's brow rose in a silent inquiry.
All right. You don't quite ken the context. Each spring, with the melting of the snows, a good bit of that filth comes out the ground. That's when Brother Hoog summons all dwarves for spring cleaning. We cut down as much of the filth as we can, and that means relative calm the rest of the year.
Out of the corner of her eye, Meve noted a dark shape darting between rock formations. Calmly, she drew her sword and brandished it a time or two to warm up her stiff arms.
Seems it is our lot to assist you with this cleaning. Lyrians, arms at the ready. Prepare to fight!
That's an interesting little tradition. Spring cleaning. So once a year the dwarves just organize like an army of witchers and wipe out as a large number of hostile locals. Well, let's do it then. We want to blend. Oh, that's a creepy visual. The various horse-faced monsters in these games that are like horse skulls. For a great many years, Mahakam was closed off to the outside world. When the Elven Kings began their last desperate push to drive men from the lowlands, the dwarves slammed shut the passage to their mountainous realm. For centuries they waited. Only when the slaughter in the valleys below subsided did they once again open their gates. The dwarves refer to this day as the Great Airing Out. They aired out their kingdom when they finally opened the door. Gross. Do not let Bruver die. Eliminate the Shaelmar. And hint in one fell swoop. Shorten battle. So kill Shaelmar, help Bruver. Gotcha. Fighting beasts? It's been a little while. So much Nilfgaard and Scoia'tael. Whoa, that's what a Shaelmar is. I remember you. Yeah. We didn't encounter one of those until the last expansion of Witcher 3. Those guys were neat. Mighty Shaelmar. That's a creepy picture. That's not what I remember them looking like, though. Was it? Maybe. When you zoom on just the face. Relict. Boss. Every three turns on turn start, randomly damage enemies by a portion of Shaelmar's current armor. Then move to the other row. If on melee row, damage the highest enemy by this unit's current armor. If on a ranged row, damage the lowest enemy by this unit's current armor. Then set armor to 8. I'm a little confused. The first part sounds like it attacks randomly, then it attacks the highest or lowest enemy based on where he currently is located. Like, it sounds like he attacks twice. Because that one says random, while this one says a specific thing that's not random at all. Imagine a cross between a mole and an armadillo, but 10 feet tall with an appetite for human flesh. Aw. Wasn't the Shaelmar kind of like non... I thought the am I mixing up with another creature? That looks familiar. I think the Shaelmar in Witcher 3 was kind of not supposed to be hostile to humans, I thought, but maybe it... Oh wait, it might not have been that. I think they specifically gimped it. They did something that made it unfair in favor against the Shaelmar. Bruver. Well, we found him quickly. I was expecting to find him at the end of this entire map, whatever. So on deploy, he spawns 2 Mahakam protectors and move an enemy from the melee to the ranged row. Okay. The protectors are... Oh, they have resilience. An armor of 4. Okay, but this guy doesn't have resilience? Or do you always have resilience too? I think it's saying, yeah, he has resilience. Yeah. I'm just used to it being described in the description, not a separate thing. But yeah. So he has resilience, and he spawns 2 guys that also have resilience. He has 10-10, and they have 4-4. That's pretty... That's not bad. Am I gonna get this card? Probably not. That daughtery dolt, you cannot even tell if he's alive or stuffed. And then there's my lightning, like usual. Alright. So I want to try to destroy him, but he's got... it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough if he gets to set his armor to 8 every single round. It's not attached to the ranged one, right? I think it is every single round he sets his armor to 8. Which means you have to somehow burn through more than 8 of his health in one turn to actually deal damage to him. Meanwhile, the Mahakan protectors don't deal damage, they just exist to make me stronger. Huh. This will likely come in handy, and some of these other units can just help me get set up. Hello. Yeah, when I got enough people on a row, this guy can do some serious damage. It's gonna help me with the situation. So you're kind of a bad fit. Ooh. This will keep making me stronger, but do I want that for this? Maybe. Definitely would prefer to draw like Rayla or someone. No. No. Usually doesn't hurt to have this card. Ooh, not bad. Oh, okay. I really wanted to get Rayla or Odo. Interesting that his armor starts off at 8 instead of 6. Or 6 instead of 8, I mean. Oh right, this is every 3 turns, so you can burst damage him for a while. Yeah. So since he didn't deploy, he never built those guys because he started here. All right. He's gonna deal 6 damage, so a lot of my units would survive. He's currently in the ranged row, so he'll attack the lowest enemy, which is the one he's most likely to actually damage. He's gonna go back and forth, which helps with the pitfall trap actually, because if he keeps going back and forth, then he'll do damage. I think I want to prep for when he's... Then move to the other row. Then set armor to 8. That might be a problem, because if he goes to the row and then sets its armor to 8, that means he'll take 2 damage but then heal, which is kind of a bummer. Should I be opening with attacks or not? I mean, this is the weakest he'll ever be, so opening with this makes some sense. We'll start drawing these guys, which will itself increase my archer damage later. There we go. Hey, Knickers. There we go. So now he's down to 8. 2 blitz units. Oh, if I drew archers. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Oh wait, did I... Right, I used the lightning attack this turn. Got a little mixed up. Alright, he's down to 8. He's 8-8. I can hopefully work with that. Alright, drummer, and that guy. I'm back to the number of people in a row mattering. Because I have my archers again. And I have 2 of them. Ooh, Rayla. Why did I put you there? I should have put you... Alright, well... We're getting there. One. Okay, I have to kill him this turn, which I can. Win? Yeah. That was surprisingly easy. Got him.
As the wails of speared Shaelmars died down, the crowd of Mahakaman infantry parted. A dwarf stepped forth, grey as a snowfox, wrinkled as a prune. He walked with difficulty, supporting himself on a battle axe, its two heads dripping blood.
This would be our Elder-in-Chief, Brúvar Hugh.
And who might your guests be, Gabor?
Meve, Queen of Lyria and Rivia, and her associates in court.
My regards, Elder. I come...
You come for something. Coin's my first wager. Fighting bodies my second. Well, what is it you want? I'm on in the years, aye, but I've not gone dotty. Tja, you menfolk. You got to fall on hard times to remember us dwarves.
I've come with a design in mind I cannot deny. But hear me out and you shall see.
She's armed! Gabor! Why the devil did you let her in here like that? And without a sack or her heat!
She has the leaden ring, Elder.
A gift from a king.
From Demavend, lassie, I ken that already. Trust a man, give him something of value, and he'll go and give it away as easy as a street whore gives away nubs. It's a good thing he didn't pawn it. Sons of humans.
I'm not accustomed to interruptions. That's the quote from her card. This is where it comes up.
You interrupt me. I'm not accustomed, for you see, I am a queen.
That's so. For I've heard you were stripped of crown and title some time past. Not so much a queen no more. Nay, don't you fear, tidings of that sort reach us here too.
Her Majesty was shamefully betrayed, 'tis true. Yet the unified throne of both realms remains hers, as the laws hold.
Laws, smaws, sight and bare paws. I ken well the kind of respect you human folk accord your laws. We've signed pacts, treaties of many over the years, and each time but a couple of years that pass afore you shatter over terms. Now, on a normal day I'd have you all thrown clear out of this land I love. But you've the leaden ring, and that grants you the right to hospitality. And here, in Mahakam, laws and rights are sacred. You may stay in the pass long as you wish. Young Zigrin'll serve as your guide. And once you've tired of the mountains, well, you ken the way down into the valleys. I bid you farewell.
My Lord Elder, with all due respect, we came to your aid. We smote the beasts with you, yet...
And who the demons is this one?
Count Reynard Odo.
Odo, Lodo, Bodo! Now, you listen and listen well. We didn't ask for aid, and you know why? 'Cause I've my dignity. Not like some. Mates and wenches! Spring cleaning's done, beast culling's over. Mount Carbon beckons us home. Follow me!
Your Grace, be not dismayed. We will find a way.
Manage we shall, true. Though damned if I know how. We have none other to whom we can turn, no other land where we can flee.
Let us convene in council, Your Grace. Consider together what's to be done. We've yet Redania, Temeria...
Your Grace, might I draw you aside a wee moment, for a jabber?
Reynard, please excuse me. Well, what is it you want?
I ken the Elder-in-Chief dinna make a good first impression.
And the second? Is it any better?
To be quite frank, no. I'll try elsewise. Not all's lost, trust me. Brúvar's a stubborn goat, no doubt about it. But a goat to be persuaded. And I happen to ken how.
The selfless impulse to help? I don't believe it exists. So before you describe how you aim to aid me, be kind enough to explain why you wish to do so. Unsolicited, mind you, And clearly against your elder's wishes.
A query of my own to answer yours. Do you ken when Brotherhood last strode down the mountains into your lowlands?
I know not. While King Sambuc sat on the throne?
Point of fact, never. Hugh was born here and he'll die here, like most Mahakaman dwarves. Whereas I'm a frequent visitor in your human lands. Been an emissary to royal courts, trade guilds, mummers, troops, and I've eyes. I can see all the rubbish goes on between yous. Nilfgaard's insatiable. The Black Clads will not stop till they've put the whole continent beneath their boot. From Ophir in the south to the Dragon Mountains in the north. Gods forbid they grip all the Nordlings' realms in their vice. Cause then we'll have their hordes all round, controlling all the trade routes, supply lines, diversions even. And then they'll control terms and prices. We dwarves have never been on a lead, let alone a short one. So, in short, we'll all be better off with the Black Clads back across the Yaruga. And I've seen your grace, seen you in battle. You've brawn and bite, and with the right support, you can drive them back. I ken that well.
Very well, I'm all ears. What must we do to spur Brotherhood to aid us?
I might start with the thorn in our side that are beasts. A bigger thorn than most expect. See, soon as it turns a bit warmer, they crawl out to feed. And there's more every year. What you saw there, the spring cleaning, that's just light yearly upkeep. It dinna go at the source of the blight. Every spring we cull enough so we can live and trade and mine normal-like. But there are corridors in the upper valleys midst the peaks, where more lie waiting to pounce. So many, there's settlements that have done been abandoned.
I still fail to see how this relates to myself and Bruver.
Your Majesty, slay the beasts down to their last, and you'll win the hearts of the clans. All of them. And with the clans behind you, why? The Elder will have no choice. He'll bend an ear, treat you serious. You got two sites through which beasts swarm in great numbers. There's Davor's Abyss, and an abandoned underground settlement called Burr's Rump. Destroy those, collapse the corridors, problem solved.
You colour the solution as simple and known. Why has Brotherhood not gone at the matter?
You must learn one thing about us dwarves of Mahakam. Customs, traditions, why, we're obsessed. Goes thrice for Bruver. The Elder deliberates weeks on end. And that's in considering if we shouldn't wear suspenders, because they might be through outside, and should thus be forbidden. We've a set of laws, the Four Dwarves Codex. One of its tenets says, dare ye not close a corridor once oped. So, no self-respecting dwarf can, nor will do it. But you're free out with. The laws dinna apply. You've a free hand in sealing the corridors from which the beasts come. Collapse them, flood them, I dinna ken, but solve the grief once and for all.
And this, 'twould suffice.
I believe it would. But find you other ways to win the heart of a clan or Bruver himself. Do so. Can he bring no harm?
All this sounds rather toilsome, yet I do favour this to losing another moon seeking out a court where we would at first be welcomed, only later to hear another rebuke. You've my gratitude, Gabor. You've shown me a way. Very well. Let us think on these beasts. See what's to be done.
All right. And so we have an explanation of how I'm going to be spending this entire map killing things, as is kind of necessary to make this game exist in its form. Also might be indicating that this map might be bigger than I expect. I find it interesting that they're like, oh, a frost troll, but then I fought a completely different creature. In actuality, a Shalimar. Bit curious about that. So I'm guessing that's one of the places he just talked about, and that might be one of them too, actually. I don't know. Ah, you have to go to there first, so that's probably one of them, and then you go back around and get to this one. That's probably the underground place he was talking about. I'm supposed to try to seal. Got so many damn rules, these dwarves. But yeah, maybe that's just a dungeon or a big fight or something, or maybe when you get to it, you get to a separate individual map. Who knows? Be interesting to see if there was sub-maps or something like that. I seem to be having a letter. Guest rulebook. Dear guest, to make your stay in Mahakam a merry one, that doesn't end with you rolling down a cliff in a barrel, do us all a favor and stick to these rules written by me, Elder-in-Chief Bruver Hoog. Don't go sticking your nose in others' affairs. You fondle it, you buy it. Don't question our laws. And get out as quick as you can. And don't bother me. Friendly.